Alrighty, guys, we got the stream started right now. Do be sure that you share the link. Just to check in really fast, guys. Hi, what's going on there? I got a couple things I'm still getting ready on the back end because we've got a sponsor for today's video, and the sponsor is asking that I attempt to pick up a live minting of an asset that's dropping right now. It's time sensitive, so I've got to get a couple things ready before we get started. But just, hey, proof of life. I am reading your comments, and I do appreciate you being here, and I do love your face, but I got to get a couple things ready before we show what's on screen. You know, OPSEC and all that, dealing with wallets and signatures on hardware devices and stuff. This stuff is tricky, right? If it were easy, the normies would all be doing it, and this is why they're not. So thanks for bearing with me. Just another minute or two. Appreciate it. Do share the link, guys. Really does help a lot. And also, obviously, make that sub button explode. All right, guys. See you in a minute. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you who cares. Crypto Mikhail cares. Says yo mining fam. Some goblin losers in the chat. Son of a tech. How are you, brother? Appreciate seeing you in the chat. Love the support. Guys, the crypto mining fam is literally the best. The support that is given in this community, second to none. You are hearing voices in your head, Raven Boy Crypto. The good news is they're not telling you to kill anyone. Let's keep it that way. Guys, yeah, again, just to reiterate, doing a little bit of, oh my gosh, the gas prices are too damn high. That's for sure. Tell me in the chat while we are preparing to go live, what are you mining? What's good? Latrell says hello, everyone. Hello, Latrell. Good to see you, man. And I'm seeing confirmation over on that bridge. Let me just check back in with you guys. So I am bridging some assets in order to have the collateral on Solana, which I don't keep a whole lot of. I don't keep a whole lot of Solana assets because this is a Solana mint. Guys, as I mentioned before, this is a sponsored live stream. I do have a sponsor rather for this live stream. It's kind of cool to have sponsors on live streams. It's kind of cool to have projects that care enough to, to pay for your time. So I appreciate that. Also, guys, I just thank you in advance for some of the media that I've been creating lately that is more heavily oriented towards sponsorship. It means a lot. I do have a day job working full time in crypto, and I've got other clients that really desperately want my time and attention. So, but I want to spend this time with you guys. It's a little bit harder to break away though, because. Yeah, the marketing job or working in crypto marketing is like, it's a literal 24/7 thing. Like, it's crazy. Literally 24/7. There is a fire to put out. If I let them, yeah, they could account for like all of my time. Literally all of it. So it's sometimes even a struggle just like saying, hey, I need to go to bed because it's 11:30 or it's 1 in the morning where I am. So Thanks, guys. Really, your support means a lot. You smash and subscribe does make a difference. And sorry to get like extra vulnerable there, guys. But just saying, like, we all got stuff to do, right? And it's weird that I've let myself kind of totally live this this crypto life and go a different direction with it, right? Like, you don't see me always working on hardware anymore. You don't see me, or I guess you didn't always see me doing that before. I did that more for clients because again, like, it was expertise, so I charge for expertise, I guess. But anyway, I like spending this time with you guys. It's cool to have sponsors. Thanks for your support. Let me jump back out of this view real quick, and I'll be right back. It is still taking a little bit longer. I am not a big fan of showing wallet transactions on screen if I can avoid it, unless I'm able to edit it after the fact. It's just one of those things, guys. If I can, I'd much prefer to keep the OPSEC just as tight as possible. I'm still going to keep chatting with you. Debate Crypto is in the chat. What? Debate Crypto? Guys, have you watched their show? I had a blast over at Debate Crypto. Crypto Mikkel dropping knowledge bombs in the chat saying, just like crypto, we evolve, mind your biz. I think that's true, but only if we let ourselves evolve. Does that happen? Right there, we see some people in the space, thankfully not in this GPU mining fan, but we see some people in the space who don't evolve, they don't grow, and they wind up getting stuck, right? As though it's still 2019 in crypto markets or 2020 in crypto markets, and we just know better. We do. We just know better. Those of us who are paying attention know better. So anyway, yeah, the weird looking intro screen there. All right. Last bit of confirmations here. I realize that we're going on how long? Jeez. Okay. All right. Phantom Wallet approved. I did switch to Phantom Wallet, guys. I can be in this view actually while I'm doing some of this stuff. I can't show screens just yet. Let me just stay in this view. What am I doing, man? I know better. And I don't have that problem of like I mouth out like passwords and stuff while I'm typing them in. Can you imagine, like, if you couldn't control that, you just like everything that you typed, you had to like vocalize or like mouth with your, sort of like as though you were saying it. Ooh. Dead. Bruh, Allbridge to the rescue. Oh, so much better. Rainbow Crypto says, I got my first ASIC miner. It's really just a cheap one to see how loud it is and if I want to put money into a better one. Ravenboy Crypto, the great thing about ASIC miners is that their construction is such that you literally can just do a mineral oil dump. So Amazon, $20 per gallon for mineral, or it was last time I checked in. Probably gone a little bit, above that rate now. But like free shipping on Amazon for like $20, you can get a gallon of food grade white mineral oil. And an ASIC miner, I think you'd only need, a couple gallons, maybe 3 max, and put that into a tub. You could even just use like whatever, we keep seeing all these like really extra fancy liquid immersion systems. Like, go onto any kind of equine or any kind of livestock supply site, or go to a livestock supply area close to where you live. Because again, go to the other side of the tracks. There's livestock supply in every single state. But pick up a trough, pick up a feeding trough that is watertight and has a drainage plug on the bottom. You can stick your ASIC miner right at the bottom of that, power supply too if you want, and you can literally just immerse in mineral oil. They're designed not to break down in mineral oil. That's the value proposition of ASIC miners. Anybody who's telling you have to use like whatever, like Novec or some like engineering fluid that's like super expensive per gallon, they're selling you something. Straight up. They're selling you a different solution. At home, you can use mineral oil. They're designed for that. All right, guys. Hey, Raven Boy is in is in Texas. Yeah, man. Yeah, go to livestock supply. Just grab a nice trough, and it'll work. Alrighty, guys. Now I got to swap some collateral to make sure I'm sweating bullets here because I want to be able to do this this live thing. We're gonna take a look at our crypto fear and greed index, guys. Let me just tell you, it's a score of 51 right now. So we are moving back into neutrality, which that tells me we're moving into complacency with current markets. So And Crypto Mikkel, man, you know from our late night chats, right? Like offline, that I'm a duct tape and spit kind of guy. If it freaking works, then it's not stupid, right? That's just it. Like, it's not dumb if it works. So people who are like, oh, why are you just using old ducting and setting it up like that in a tension fit or suspended by zip ties? 'Cause it works. Don't overcomplicate it, right? Like, really? Well, I got to get this custom, 12 card rig. And I mean, that's cool if sponsors are sending that stuff to you for free and then paying you to mention it, right? But like, whatever, like you do you, no hate here. But man, you can also just like get some aluminum extrusion, right? That little aluminum extrusion that's like modular. In fact, I've got to highlight a buddy of mine from Texas who worked with me at Google. He didn't even know that I had this channel. And he's like, hey, Seth, like, do you know about crypto at all? Are you into mining at all? And he texts me like after it's been a minute since I talked to him. He's like, do you know about this? Guy's name is Aaron. And he texts me some photos of these really nice aluminum extrusion mining frames. And with riserless motherboards that he's been able to source directly at cost. And they're like really good. And they only use server power supplies for the entire setup. And I'm like, bro, I love you so much. Like, I missed working with you, bro. You're like, yeah, I missed running with people who had that same sensibility, right? Like lean, minimum viable product. Don't overcomplicate it. All right. And now I'm talking instead of actually getting wallet stuff done. Jeez. Maybe I am mouthing my passwords as I go. Yeah, possibly, guys. Definitely appreciate you being here. Definitely appreciate you sharing the link. It looks like we're kind of lean today. I think the algorithm is kind of punishing me for not live streaming consistently over the last little while. I think, did Son of a Tech, you already bounced, bro? Matt, where are you, man? Make yourself known. We need to know that you're here. I know you're also doing the morning show, and I think that's great. For me, I've just like, it has not been a priority anymore. And my YouTube analytics have changed because of geography. So yeah, geography of audience, but nice. Guys, so people are mining ETH Raven Flux, apparently. Nice. Matt is in the chat. Good to see you there, Matt. Awesome. Sorry, blind run. Let's see. Get stuff. There we go. Wrapped. I don't want wrapped. I don't want wrapped tokens. Bruh. Camera to the wall. Dude, it is the ongoing struggle, right? Like your streaming setup basically has to evolve at all times. I got the weirdest comment the other day, guys. Oh no! What kind of mount are you using, Matt? Guys, that's the other thing. I haven't been streaming enough, and like my potty mouth has been so bad lately. I am totally gonna get like, I'm gonna be super not family friendly very, very soon if I don't stay streaming regularly. Oh no, cable is too short. It's a bummer, man. So it's funny. I got a little like tech box where I've always got a bunch of spare HDMIs anyway. And then I get just little pigtails to go from HDMI to mini or micro or whatever. But if we were closer, I'd be like, here you go. I got like a 50-foot HDMI and a 100-footer, like, if you can believe it or not, shielded HDMI, just like always ready. Cause I used to do the live multicam stuff. Oh yeah, that's too bad, man. So we are really? Now I can't swap for actual Solana. What the heck is going on here? Okay, so I'm trying to swap to get the collateral that I need. Let me show you guys just real quick what it is that they're asking me to do here. Let me jump out of the way. All right, so here's Otaku Origins, and we will go ahead and connect a wallet. Here's Phantom, you can see. And we are down to like the last 700 out of 5,000 on this collection. It's going to sell out, guys, in the next hour or two. That's the other thing. Like, I know it's going to sell out. So they were like, will you please pick one up and show people how it works? And I'm like, yes, I will. Thank you, guys. Yeah. But yeah, I don't have 3 monitors on this system. So nor do I have like different zones for OBS to be able to, yeah, hide too much. My stuff is pretty restrictive in that regard. But yeah, guys, fear and greed index of 51 looks like we're on the uptrend into neutrality. I think that's a problem. While I'm waiting for a transaction to go through, let me show you this real fast, though. I think that right now, with our current trajectory, last time we adjusted the chopsticks, we were on that downtrend. We were bouncing down. And instead of this being a dead cat bounce, I wanted to confirm that instead of this breakout being like a fake out, that we had solid history. And we do, right? Our MACD histogram has stayed bullish the entire time. Probably time to go ahead and adjust this and then extend our ranges. Guys, we're still in that yellow territory, though. So if you are one of those YOLO types, yellow means go faster. If you're one of those conservative types, yellow means slow down, right? Like be cautious, be conservative about your DCA. Only you know your strategy, right? So while we're waiting for some other stuff to go through, obviously this is my opportunity to tell you that you're responsible for your own decisions. Put on the big boy pants, wear them with pride. So yeah, that's our chopstick metric. Yeah, guys, this is our key indicator, a pair of chopsticks, because we may as well be throwing spaghetti or noodles at the wall as far as technical analysis, in my opinion. So we got some rough. Yeah, it looks a bit like if we just chop through that one little breakout right there and look for the middle of that top wave, and then we trace the bottoms, right? I'm going to go ahead and stay faithful to the bottoms. That's what I tend to do when we see a descending triangle and now an ascending triangle. Maybe we see maximum upside of 46K, but this is not a technical analysis show. That's not why you tune in. You tune in because I make really bad dad jokes. Let's call a spade a spade. All right, so that's our current little check-in on markets there. And we'll also take a look at our ETH gas fees. Looks like things are not the worst. What is that? Tale of Two Cities. It's not the best of times. It's not the worst of times. Could be better, but it definitely could be worse. 84 Gwei looks like that's kind of an average right there, with transfer fees not doing terribly. Mike Salvi, what? The Mike Salvi? Haha for hire? In the flesh? Digitally? Digital flesh? Mike Salvi's only? Maybe this is spiraling. All right, pivot. Mike Salvi's in the chat. Brother, it is great to see you here. Thanks so much for being here with us live, man. That's a dude who I would chill with any day in any market, internationally, here on these borders, right? Like, so, yeah. So green eggs and ham. Yeah, I'd eat green eggs and ham with Mike Salvi anywhere. So, all right. Yeah, fees are not looking too bad. The contract fee is not their best, and but the transfer fee is not terrible either. So that's kind of what I'm more reliant on right now, guys. Again, I'm taking a bit of time because I want to make sure that I keep most of my transactions off of camera, the bulk, if I can. There will be a couple of things that maybe I do have to show, but they should not be too information sensitive. This is why we normally do this sort of thing pre-recorded, but then the rest of my day is pretty much crazy. Anybody going to any conferences coming up soon? Tell me in the chat. Tell me. If you're going to any conferences, I'd love to see you at those conferences, guys. Some goblin loser, I don't know, says privacy is key. I agree. Privacy is a private key signing device. If you guys are using a hot wallet and you're not using a hardware wallet to do your private key signing, my attitude on that flipped considerably over the last several months as we got into DeFi Summer 2, or 2.0, I guess. DeFi Summer 1, I was like, all right, I'm going to do a little bit of like LP and LP mining with a hot wallet, but I'll back things up as I make profits. I'll take profits over to a hardware wallet, I guess, or to a cold wallet of some type, right? Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. So Son of a Tech is working on getting into those natural gas flaring contracts. That is smart. I had an offer to work with a subsidiary of ExxonMobil last year, and it just it needs to be the right size, right? In contracting, it needs to be the right size for you as a consultant or for you as a contractor. It needs to be just the right fit. So it wasn't the right fit for me, that particular subsidiary. I wish you all the best there, man. That's dope. I hope that you got Son of a Tech stamped on the side of whatever the shipping containers are. Or what the inside, OPSEC. Hush, hush. I want to see it from the outside. And some flying a drone over. Son of a tech. Oh, it's son of a tech stash. We're gonna go raid it. Bolt cutters later. Two bolt cutters later. 2 bolt cuts later, and then they're in. Anyway, guys, that's our current transactional volume. They're still working on. Yeah, this is not my ideal way to stream, guys. I don't like making you wait for so long. Even my stomach is saying this is not good. No bueno. This is so weird. So apparently it's forcing me to unwrap my Allbridge ETH, and then I guess I guess from there I can. There are other trading pairs available, guys. This is the thing. I'm not super familiar with dealing with Solana. I don't use it that often, and I've had a bit of a. I mean, like, I've not had strong faith in Solana's ability to maintain uptime for the most part, and I've been pretty transparent about that. I have had pretty solid. I've seen pretty solid uptime and reliability from Polygon. You guys know, like, I've basically admitted I'm a huge believer in the Polygon roadmap. They're adding the DAO. More details are coming out about that. I can't even talk about it openly because I've been fortunate enough to listen in on some of the team calls regarding the move to a DAO on Polygon, and it's just awesome, guys. They're adding the first ZK EVM scaling layer, so like privacy by default on a scaling solution for Ethereum, which has been sorely lacking. I mean, totally needed. We've needed that to become a primitive on EVM chains, is just like privacy, so we don't worry about whether or not something is mixed, or if it's gone to a post-mix wallet, or or how we're dealing with certain coins, or whether or not OPSEC is flawless at all times. So MC is in the chat, says Crypto Mikkel, son of a tech, what's up, dudes? And says hello to some Goblin Loser as well. MC, I appreciate you asking the clarifying question on that previous video that I published. Guys, my apologies. I made a mistake on a couple of videos for this week, and it's not typical of me, so please forgive me. I did a couple of videos that had sponsorships and said so explicitly in the description, and were also marked as sponsored media, but I did not say it, and that's important to me, to acknowledge when something has received sponsorship. So appreciate you asking for the clarifying question in the chat there. Nick Peppers. Nick Peppers is saying, this coin is already private. It's already private ETH and been killing the roadmap. Yes, I interviewed their lead developer, who is just sharp as a tack. So you can find that. I guess that interview is like 3 years old. So most of the privacy coin projects that are out there, basically without fail, any of the top, if you were to do a stacked ranking of privacy oriented project, I interviewed easily 20 or 30. No, 20. I think it was like maybe 20. Could have been about 20 privacy oriented projects, or projects that were leaning towards privacy. But I did all that like 3 years ago. So I'm not going to do it again right now because that would be redundant. I might check in on their stuff later on, but mostly I'm waiting for the bear market conditions to return to see if they are still building at that time. In the middle of a bull run, guys, it's easy to be like, hey, look, we got a roadmap, and we're doing enough to keep people's attention because our treasury is flush with cash, right? Like, if you got 10 million in the treasury for your development, that's a lot of development you can get done. Let's just be very, very real about that. So yeah, so it'll be a little while before I start doing any kind of developer interviews. I just don't see the need. I don't see the point right now. I don't think it adds value at the moment. There will occasionally be projects that request that, and if it's a sponsored interview, like, guys, again, according to I think it's U.S. securities law, like, I have to I have to show when something is sponsored media, including an interview, right? So that's always going to be marked there. Oh. My gosh. All right, now I'm double checking my wallet balance to see if I can swap stuff. So, hey, Nick, I do appreciate you calling out that project, though, but I'm not going to repeat their name right now. Wow. So that's interesting. Nick is now saying that they're under the radar. I think that's kind of true. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know if any of the privacy projects are legitimately under the radar at this point, because market caps are like so crazy. We're getting a lot of like, I won't call it dumb money, but we're getting a lot of people who are just like, dude. Yeah, tell me you're like not super familiar with the Solana ecosystem without telling me you're not super familiar with the Solana ecosystem. I know how to use wallets and such, but like now I'm like, what are my resources? How fast would I be able to like swap this thing or that thing? So here we go. Here we go. Go to ecosystem, find ourselves. I guess Serum Dex is probably our best bet here. All right. Because I am like wasting time elsewhere. I've got collateral that needs to be flipped into like directly into Solana. I should probably call out or shout out the Safe Coin and Safe.trade. They were one of the first centralized exchanges to offer Solana pairs, and so it was. But they also have very low KYC requirements, so it was the only centralized but low KYC way to get Solana. Now, did they have massive liquidity? Nah, they didn't have massive liquidity for that. So it's not like it was. There we go. Trade on Serum. And at this point, I've got the collateral ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and just jump straight into this part because I just want to get this done. It's been the holdup for this live stream so far. This is going to be a longer one, guys. I guess we're going a little bit longer because I do want to cover actual markets too. I've got some news articles, as you see linked down in the description of this video, that I wanted to talk about. Some of that stuff is really important. Crypto Mikkel saying swap space took only a few minutes from Matic to Sol. That's cool. I used Allbridge and it was great. But I have wrapped Ether because I wanted to get some collateral off of an Ethereum wallet. So first off, I paid ridiculous fees because that's where my collateral was for that particular wallet. And now I need to go from a wrapped Ether token on Solana to Sol because that's the native token that is being accepted for this mint. So if I don't get Sol, then I'm SOL. Just let it happen. All right, guys. Yep, we're down to only 510 remaining. So thankfully, we're not totally out of luck yet. Oh my gosh. Oh, now I've got like so many tabs open that a massive catastrophic problem with my stream is liable to happen at any moment now. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. going on with my cursor? Well, jump back out of that view so I can Alt tab around and see what else is making that difficult, because there could be more that's making that more difficult than it should be. Appreciate you guys being here live, though. Again, it does mean a lot that you are here, and it does mean a lot that you are subscribed. If you're lurking, it does mean a whole lot. Okay, gonna keep just that open over there. Brave, I find, is an even worse RAM hog than my ungoogled Chromium browser. That's why I use ungoogled Chromium. It's got some more privacy primitives built in, so you don't have to go out of your way to harden it quite as much as you would with Brave, and you can also just add whatever Web3 wallets you want to use. So it's like the best of Chromium, but no Google at all. If you don't want to sign into Google accounts, or if you want to use it for better OPSEC, you can, and it just kind of works, yeah, as you'd expect. Alrighty, and I'm going to kill any other Electron apps that are running so that they don't completely shred stability over here. It looks like, nah, it actually is the Otaku Origins. It's the Mint. It's the Mint site. Mamir Andrew in the chat saying, hey, yeah, Crypto Mikkel saying that Brave has gotten so bad. It's kind of funny, actually. There are members of certain Web3 communities who have claimed that they've had some aspect of their wallets kind of scraped from Brave. I don't know if I can totally get on board with that idea that like Brave is somehow logging their private keys or their seed phrase or something and then sending it back, and they're getting ripped off somehow by Brave. I don't know. I don't know about that, but there are some allegations of that, and I don't. That to me seems like, nah, that's a bit much to believe. But yeah, as like a core browser, I wind up having to spend a little while on a new installation of Brave, getting it just sort of hardened and siloed from permissions that I don't want it to have, and then what I consider usable. But then, because it's kind of like my Chrome replacement, my desktop Chrome replacement. Yeah, Crypto Mikkel's got the right idea there. And I'm basically treating it the same way. He says, I use no wallets with Brave, just socials. Same. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So certain socials that I know I want to have persistent sessions with, I'll like Twitter or whatever. And even this, like YouTube Studio right now is in a window with Brave, or a single Brave tab. But even that, I'm like, oh, this is so painful. Slower than molasses in January. And brilliant. I think I might actually have to kill my other. All right, system monitor. What's going on here? Yeah, Crypto Mikkel saying too many conspiracies to trust Brave anymore. I can't say I blame you, man. Yeah, I mean, if you when you hear too many of those little things, and it's like, well, okay, so like for my part, I think it's probably a little far fetched to believe that Brave is logging people's like Web3 credentials or something. But yeah, it's interesting that those allegations came after Brave really started to push its internal wallet and make it a default. So unless you specify otherwise, Brave will begin to ask you when there are like little MetaMask calls on a website's front end. It'll ask you, do you want to use our wallet? Like, okay, well, there's maybe some competition now, maybe a reason. But I mean, and I haven't even bothered to check if their Web3 back end if it is attached to their sync. So now it's like, oh, cool. So you want me to let you synchronize my seed phrase in your browser on your servers. And you can't give me any kind of an audit to prove that it's encrypted at rest and encrypted in transit. Who does that, man? Why would you do that? Why would you leave your seed phrase like that? Yeah. Yeah, and guys, even at that, with when it comes to MetaMask, I've got nothing against MetaMask at all. I think it works just great, right? It works as described, as you expect. Works just fine. But Rabby wallet, geez, it's actually a pleasure to use because it automatically senses the network that you need for the resource that you're trying to access on that web page, and it just switches. And then if you look at your accounts, it gives you an overview, a top level overview for that EVM account as to what your holdings are on every chain. So if you have something on Matic, if you have something on Avalanche, if you have something on Ethereum and whatever else, right? Like even Energy, right? Like I did that review of Energy. Maybe you're holding something else on a different network. It's going to show you just everything that you're holding as far as tokens, NFTs, whatever else. Dude, even my system monitor is choking on whatever that issue was. So my processes and my applications, there we go. Oh dear. Yeah. Okay, had to do it. All right. MC says, I was going to give all the BAT coins to you content creators. Nah, man, here's the thing. I wouldn't have been able to pick it up either because Uphold Payments, I was very vocal about this. Uphold Payments requires KYC of an individual, even if you own an LLC and you're trying to register a business or a corporation with them. Kind of a silly thing, in my opinion. Like, especially because there are states throughout the union that allow for anonymous creation of an LLC. Notable are the states of Nevada and Wyoming. There are others as well that are starting to adopt this trend because it helps protect people's rights that much better, not because they're doing illicit things. If they were doing illicit things, those states would come under scrutiny by the SEC and the FBI all the time. And that's not been a problem. There's a legal precedent for these states allowing for anonymous LLCs to be formed for years, right? And they've done just fine. Right? Like they've not had that big a problem. All right. Oh, sweet. It totally crashed that session. Didn't even remember anything that I had open. Oh boy. One of those days, guys. One of those days. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being subscribed. Appreciate you just being willing to look at me on camera, just talking at you and interacting with your comments. So thanks for that. MC says, I've been on the waiting list for Render Token, where they utilize our GPUs to render, but Bat CEO is on the main project. Oh, I did not know he was with Render Token. Yikes. That kind of sours my opinion of it just a little bit. Render Token showed so much promise years ago when I first reviewed it, as well as like whatever else, Sonem and all the others. I know Son of a Tech was very active with me in paying attention to those projects back then. So that's why we have that competitive advantage in actually understanding what they do. But anyway, weird, totally weird. That doesn't need to be open. That doesn't need to be open. Actually, I know that's a big problem. That one's done. And let's see. Go to the Otaku Origins Mint site, and hopefully we don't get completely shredded here again. Somebody in the audience is like, yes, I've captured the audio print of your keystrokes, and now I know your password. Sure you do. Sure you do, Mr. Robot. All right, here we are back on the Otaku Origins Mint live site. We're down to 360 of these things. I did not intend for this to be like the dominant feature of today's live stream, but I'm just having like this struggle of getting bridging done correctly. So there you go. Our sponsor has gotten plenty of screen time. Yeah. Anyway, That's just, it's funny. It's funny. All right. And let's get back over to Serum Dex. And MC is like, he's on to me. Oh no. I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to sit on his credentials for a while and attack when I know he's asleep. It's just funny, guys. Been watching some of those like Hollywood hacking moments where it's like two people on the same keyboard. Oh no, he's broken through the firewall. It's great. It's absolutely great, man. What Hollywood thinks is believable. So there we go. Let's just, yeah. Decentralized exchange. Yeah, some goblin loser, I don't know. I'm here for the participation trophy. Hey, thanks, man. So am I. So am I, apparently. That's the thing. Yeah, Latrell, make sure you trigger the giant skull when they break in. Yeah, yes, and crossbones behind it. I keep that at the other side of my firewall just so they know they've won, right? It's like, okay, you guys win. Here's a giant 3D skull, a low poly count 3D skull. I'll let it spin. And just so you guys know, you got me. Shucks. I'll get you next time. You'll need two people on your keyboard as I break through your firewall. And we're going to have to do that in person, real time, while we're both at a terminal together. Definitely none of this will be automated. Alrighty. Try not the dex on radium then. Here we go. Boop. Okay. So yeah, I guess we're slowing it way down. Take off Dark Reader to enable dark mode. Nice. I like it. Okay. We can connect a Phantom. No, I don't want Solid. Oh, hey, and they would let you connect directly to Ledger. That's kind of cool. Oof. Yeah, fine. You can connect. It's okay. Wallet update. Why, thanks. Buy limit. Nope. What? What? Oh, first off, I don't need this pair. So let's go to swap. I don't actually need to trade. Oh, that's weird. Dude. There's the other thing about these ecosystems, too. It's like, bruh, I just authenticated. I just connected a wallet. Why am I still doing this? Maybe I'm a little bit too spoiled by QuickSwap, guys. If you check out on QuickSwap Dex on Twitter. Oh, cool. And now my hardware wallet has timed out. Love it. But if you check out the QuickSwap, their Twitter account, you're going to see they've got a brand new user interface that just launched. The voice over for the walkthroughs will sound familiar. You're welcome. All right. Let's connect again. One button press later. Hey, what? And what? Okay. So maybe that's a good security feature. It sounds like a bit, or a little bit like, okay. And hey, there they are. Not doing very much. Hey, chicks. Hey, chicky. Cult. And Sol. Bruh. Max. Take it to the max. We want max Sol. Like for sure, dude. Give me the max, bro. We need max amounts of Solana, dude. Why aren't you approving it on my wallet, bro? Show me the TX. All right. Well, while we're waiting, there we go. What? Okay. Making transaction. That's interesting. Some of the language on this stuff too is interesting too, right? Where it's like making a transaction. What do you mean making a transaction? That's a spicy transaction. I did it. Did I send it to the wallet? No. I did not send it to the wallet. I'm sorry. I'm such a jerk. Seriously, half our audience is from the EU. Everyone's like, you know, I was a fan until today, but you're kind of an a-hole, Seth. You just are. Here we go. Now I'm actually proving it. Maybe this one will get passed over to my wallet. Come on, Ledger. I'm like extolling the virtues of using a private signing device and all the while seeing that it is failing. Phantom, bro. My wallet is connected. That's funny also. I widened this little element to see if it would fully spell out Ledger, and it won't. It's intentionally truncated, right? Please connect your dot dot dot. I've connected my dot dot dot. Phantom. Do your job. Okay. Quitting the Solana app on my Ledger, reconnecting the Solana app on my Ledger. Can you see my Ledger? None of this is tech advice either, apparently. All right. Jumping back in. Yeah, right. Yeah, Nick, thank you. He's like, nope, can't see it. Your secret is safe with us. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Connect wallet fail. Yes, thank you. At least if you're gonna fail, man, just do it already. Just fail. All right. All right, Radium, let's refresh your page. Close any unnecessary windows. Going to close even the Otaku, the mint page. I'm going to go ahead and close that. Just try to run this as lean as possible. I don't know what the heck is going on. Guys, my VPN is killing it. I've got perfect connectivity. Bruh. Okay. And what I'm realizing is that in order to prevent myself from saying, like mouthing what I like, having my brain break while I'm attempting to manipulate a hardware wallet or do these additional things, is that I wind up becoming very, very quiet. And then it becomes a very, very boring stream. Well, maybe it's not the quietness that makes it a boring stream. But the point is, it makes it that much more boring to just stare at somebody just sitting there, not doing much, not saying much. All right, I'm going to try to swap again. Phantom wallet. Can you do it? Ladies and gents at home, I think if you smash buttons, right? Likes and subscribes and shares, maybe it'll make things work. It's kind of like Tinkerbell's magic, right? Hey, I think you already did it. Looks like I can approve that from the hardware wallet. My signing device is working out. Some Goblin Loser, I don't know, says, I'm a boring person. And Bob's your uncle. Transaction confirmed. We don't swap that ETH to Sol. What's that? What's that you said? Yeah, we got Sol. We got Sol. Confirmed Sol. Let's take a look at the contents of this wallet. It's not what I... No. Why are you so dumb? Radium, why are you so dumb? Good grief. Even Phantom Wallet isn't that dumb. You can open up Phantom whenever it opens up. Oh my gosh. Okay, and it's just gonna, it's gonna give me a common name for that wallet, and it's gonna show me some other stuff. Oh dear. Latrell says, liked. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for liking this video. Rocking and rolling, guys. I just hope that we are not too late to pick up a mint. I know we've got what we need there. I'm going to go ahead and hit up Otaku Origins-mint.live. Let's see if we can get in on this. 260 remaining. Let's mint one. We got it. Gallo is in the chat. Yeah. All right. Says, afternoon, sir. Hey, it's great to see you. Good afternoon to you. Glad you're here. My wallet is ready. Phantom. My ledger is ready. Wallet. So this is just taking its time. I have not disabled uBlock Origin on this site, so I'm wondering if there could be some scripts that maybe would need to run. Everything else is connected though, so I'm doubtful that I need to be more less restrictive. I'm more permissive on this site as far as letting scripts just run and stuff. So I think we're probably okay with ad block. Didn't break so far. Hey, and looks like the mint price has possibly gone up. Let me see. What do we got here? Yeah, no, mint price should still be 1.2 Sol. Let's see if we pick one of these guys up. And I don't dare navigate away from that, but I'm going to go ahead and hop back into big screen. We got Gallo in the chat, Latrell as well. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for being being supportive. It means a lot, right? Like, this is something that for me, I've been doing for a while now and been trying to figure out, like, how do I balance this with working in crypto? It is a problem, guys. It is. It's a tough thing to balance. So if you have any ideas, helpful suggestions, I'm all ears. Some of you and we have DMs going, and some of you and I, we're friends outside of live streams like this. So let me know what you think. Here we go. Mint. Wait, what? I already approved something. We go ahead and refresh the page here. And I don't even think that there's anything. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything to, have to approve at this point. Looks like my balance hasn't changed as far as what was available before. You guys saw that I added some Solana to this wallet to make sure we could do it. Latrell, did you say it needed to be a good idea? No. It does not need to be a good idea. Guys, are you serious? You do know whose live stream you're tuned into, right? Nothing here needs to be a good idea. Ever. And let me just, I'm going to do? See if I can get your comments back on screen. I like having those on screen when I can. It's like, boom. Yep. Looks like our CSS is formatting correctly. And yeah, there you are. You're on screen. Thanks. Gallo saying, appreciate the live stream, sir. Thanks, man. Appreciate you being here. Got some chat going there, guys, on screen. So, I mean, I guess be on your best behavior. Whatever. Be ungovernable. Say naughty things. I've got heavy filters anyway, so. All right. Hey. So I did approve on my ledger, and it looks like I have not been able to mint. Alrighty, trying this one more time. Latrell, I think, gives a very, very valuable comment there. I don't even know if I can say that word. Is that crazy that I can't say that word? It is a 4-letter word. So And we're watching the mint basically like disappear live. I mean, fine, whatever. We're watching supply disappear live. Down to the last 100 here, guys. Whatever. Well, maybe we'll get this done. I want to get into markets, so we'll see if we can get into market talk and profits and such. I've not been able to get this to work just yet. I'll try. Okay, I'm going to disable blind signing and let's see if that makes a difference. Should still pass that transaction over to my private. Yep, there it is. All right. So guys, wow. Something's not right, and I need to just say this out loud. On my ledger right now, the approval for the mint, instead of it being 1.2 SOL, it's showing a transfer of the full balance of my wallet, of my Solana wallet, from sender, my address, to a recipient, who I can see on my ledger, and then and shows that I will be paying the fee, and then says approve. I'm going to go ahead and reject that now, and I think we're done with that segment. Sorry for wasting so much time trying to get ready. That's much ado about nothing. But we did have something, you know, a little bit of excitement there for a little while. Let's jump into our markets, guys. Fear and Greed Index of 51. We talked about that before multiple times, but we're in neutrality. Let's take a look at TVL for all of our DeFi chains right now. Ethereum is dipping even more. Is it dipping at the rate that I indicated last time we live streamed? Yeah, just about. Instead of losing a full percentage point roughly every week, it looks like we're losing about a full percentage point on average every 2 weeks. That trend is continuing. So yeah, right there. See that? That lower line, that blue line at the very bottom, it is becoming more stratified, right? We got Ethereum doing its thing. Sorry, let me put your chat back on screen, guys. Appreciate you being here live and being supportive live. But guys, we did give it the old college try. Just want to make sure that you can assert that honestly, we gave it the old college try here, right? With Otaku Origins. We gave that a shot. We attempted to get a mint and it's almost run out, and you know, whatever. We couldn't get in because the mint button on this site apparently did not work as it claims to be working. Yeah, and I went through a lot of pains to actually get our collateral in place. So you saw that, right? I saw that from my end. I'm a little bit disappointed by that. So anyway, some Goblin Loser also puts some valuable content into the chat. Appreciate that, guys. You can definitely join in. Those are some good ideas. I like that. Gallo Salman is asking, where's that TVL going to? That's the big question, right? That's the billion-dollar question, the multi-billion-dollar question. In the case of like Kronos and others, guys, I've gotten some outreach from the Kronos team. They've wanted me, or are members of that ecosystem, they've wanted me to take a closer look at Kronos. I was not prepared to do that yet. There are a lot of these smaller networks that are interested in having coverage, interested in having people use them, like try them out and put them through the paces. I hadn't considered it before, but now that Kronos is reaching out, I am considering it, but I'm still trying to get more heavily into the Cosmos ecosystem. There's so much going on in the Cosmos ecosystem, guys. Like, don't get blindsided by it. That's all I'm going to say. I've been saying it for months now. Don't get blindsided by the Cosmos ecosystem because there's so much going on. But yeah, others, 14 billion. What does that mean? We'll have to take a look at that. But Terra is a big one, I think, because of the UST ecosystem, right? So, but also that's propped up the value of the token itself, right? Luna. But then BSC, it's still in that close third. Avalanche just came up so fast, right? Completely flippant. Solana is kind of dumping still a bit. By comparison, it had way higher TVL before, but Phantom and Avalanche, they popped way up. In fact, here, you know, that kind of silly. I'm gonna quote Eric Wall: "In an avalanche of red, only Avalanche is green." Eric, you're not even a dad. How are you making dad jokes? I'm just kidding. He probably is. He might not know it though. Might be kids he's not aware of. But Kronos is also one of those green projects right now, doing really well. Osmosis is up. Harmony, same with Elrond. DeFi chain. There's some others as well, right? Kusama, wow, is having a great day, and Theta as well. I know they've had some really strong news lately, Theta. So I think that's part of what's going on there. Really strong, rumors rather. Really strong rumors, which is helping price action. And then Cardano, guys, Cardano. You may have seen that I did a video. I released a video yesterday about they have their very first fully collateralized stablecoin, algorithmic stablecoin system that's launching there via ATTRIBUTION. And I'm not shilling here, dude. I'm just saying I made a video because they reached out and asked me to take a look at it, and I was genuinely impressed. Algorithmic stablecoins, I think, are going to get rid of the fully fiat-backed stablecoins of like, I'm not going to say Tether because it's not fully backed, right? Nor am I going to say USDC because Circle isn't fully backed either. They've got, commercial paper and other stuff that is backing some of their stablecoin. But I think algorithmic stables are going to become the new norm. UST is already proving that. So if ADA continues to improve, we're actually going to see some of this TVL grow on Cardano. Guys, I was wrong. I think Cardano is showing that merit. It's starting to do something, right? I tried poking it with a stick in recent months, like, oh, Cardano, it's whatever. Its TPS is way too low. But the ecosystem is growing. So it's got my attention now. I'm going to check in on it every so often. Not all the time. Not all the time. But I'm not going to turn my back on Cardano now. That was a mistake. Got to admit it, guys. That was a mistake. So when everybody else was saying, Ergo, it's GPU mineable, and I was like, it's based on Cardano, whatever, doesn't matter. I probably should have taken a closer look at Ergo and Cardano as a result. So there you go. I'm just going to admit when I'm wrong, guys. Straight up. Going to admit when I make mistakes. I was not making a mistake with Polygon. And I've been warning everybody about Polygon and QuickSwap for months. I didn't make a mistake about that. And people who have complaints about like, oh, it's a multi-sig and there's a problem with that. It's like, dude, what? Huh? But you've been talking about Solana and, we saw it hacked and now we got this other stuff that we were dealing with recently. Yeah. Paper Chasen says those algo stables, when they go bad, hurt like a son of a gun. You're not wrong, though. Yeah, algo stables, when things do dip a bit, when they go the wrong direction, you're right. People do get wrecked, for sure. Absolutely. But when we get this right, we only have to get it right once, and then it's in the open source. Savvy? Like, when a project does this right, it is then, like, it's a problem that's solved. It's like PGP, right, for privacy. Like, you know what PGP stands for? You've heard of that before, like the privacy encryption for text and for like and for email and such. Stands for pretty good privacy. That's all PGP, the acronym, means. The encryption that it uses, the way that it functions, was largely, it was innovated in 1993 and it was finalized in 1998. We've had pretty good privacy that's been good enough to completely confound the FBI, all the three-letter agencies. They can't crack it yet, still, for 25 years. When we solve certain problems in the open source, they are solved. And with algorithmic stables, bro, that's going to be the case. When we crack that nut, when we finally do it, algorithmic stables will replace just like purely pre-mined, right, minted stables that some group claims to have fiat backing for. We're going to have that be the reality. I think we're nearly there. There are a couple of protocols that are doing it on Ethereum and Polygon right now, and Synthetics has been doing that really well with a couple of different token pairs. So for collateralized tokens, and yeah, I think we're pretty much there, guys. We're pretty much. If you ignore this, by the way, that's the other thing, is that the pace of innovation is parabolic, generally speaking. Rather, most people fail to be able to understand that when you hit the knee of the curve of a parabola, that's like compound interest, right? When you apply something that is an exponent, like exponential growth, we can see linearly, like whatever, I pick up a ball and I throw it to you and you catch it, or you throw a ball back to me. We can see a linear curve like that, and we can apply certain in our minds, just like innately, we can apply our real world understanding of physics to certain movements like that and to certain lines and linear progressions. But if I threw a baseball at you and I applied an exponential curve to not just its rotation, but also its speed, you wouldn't know how to handle that, right? Because it would fly upwards, right, into the air because of its drag against the atmosphere, right? Like it would be alien to you. That's what the pace of innovation is going to be like as we get into algorithmic stable pairs. And we're almost there. That's what I'm getting at. I think I missed the, I think I missed the accumulation phase before the knee of the curve in certain projects like Cardano. I don't want to miss the knee of the curve, if that makes sense, for the pace of innovation moving forward. That was really nerdy. I'm such a freaking nerd. Anyway, so yeah, that's Cardano. I'm not going to turn my back on it. I need to put it into pay more attention to it in the portfolio. But where is this all going to, right? So if Ethereum is at about 59%, moving towards 58%, looks like largely it's going to Terra. It's going to Avalanche, less so to Phantom, but also to like newer projects like Kronos. A lot of this green stuff is what's sucking up that liquidity. Waves, guys, the team at Waves, just been killing it for a while now. They were on my radar last year, about this time last year, and they've been building kind of stealth mode for a while. So I'm not surprised to see a 21% green candle day for Waves. Paper Chasin is asking, what's your thought on over collateralizing algo stables to better support the model? I think that's probably the best way to do it, is to have an over collateralized algorithm. So a project that does this already is Liquidity. So we could look that up at another time. But hey, Gordon Murray's in the chat saying lunch break crew in the house. Hey, thanks for being here, man. You know what's crazy? YouTube is telling me that this is a better time for me to stream. I don't know why, but lunchtime is better for US residents, and apparently it's after hours for folks across the pond. So yeah, I'll just run with it. Try to follow the data there. But yeah, over collateralized algo stables, I think, will be probably the best way to do it, so that yes, you can deal with some of the volatility of the native asset, the underlying asset, and you don't have liquidations happening all the time for that algo stable. So Paper Chasing asking about that. I think that's definitely better. Yeah. To support the model, you do want a little bit of over collateralization. To what extent, man? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure, right? Like I'm not some kind of like monetary or financial specialist there, but just on, conceptually, that makes sense to me. Let's see. Gallo asks, what happened to MIM after the Wonderland debacle? So yeah, magical internet money. Good question. Yeah, good question. I'm not super familiar with the Wonderland debacle, so I'm gonna have to read up on that. I don't have an opinion formed, and I don't even know the facts there. So gotta admit ignorance. Sorry about that. I wish I did, but I don't. So jumping back in, guys, I've got, I'm just seeing that Terra is eating DeFi right now. It's way ahead in terms of TVL, and most new investors, in order to decrease risk, they listen to some of the loudest people. That was a substance of one of the articles that I had outlined, guys, which unfortunately I'm not going to be able to get to because we've been live streaming so long. I don't want to abuse your attention. But Terra, because it's one of those, because it's in the top 3 now, it's going to have that much more investment gravity, because risk off investors will see, oh, well, it's proven. I'm going to throw money at that. Investment advisors will be like, oh, it's proven. Obviously, I can diversify some of our client portfolios into that. And they don't like really taking those long bets. They really, really don't. Most investment advisors, it seems. The protocol support, guys, you know that's one of my favorite ways to stack this ranking. So let me switch those views right now. And it's starting to really even up quite a bit. Polygon, it didn't stall out per se, but it's at 195, just shy of 200 protocols supported. BSC shot past 300. Avalanche and Phantom are over 160, and they're gaining on Polygon fast because of how much TVL they have locked and how quickly that TVL surpassed Polygon on that side. That said, Polygon still has some of, it's still got support from some of the biggest sort of pleb normie investor platforms anywhere. They've got a firm commitment from Coinbase to have native asset support, and you can transfer native Polygon assets to Coinbase now. And they've got a firm commitment from OpenSea, right? Where that whole platform works for people. Now, whatever, your opinions and my opinions on Coinbase and OpenSea and how usable they are immaterial. Investors see that, and as an investor narrative, they say, oh, well, Polygon is supported on these platforms. Easy. I'll go with that. So that's why I'm particularly bullish about those partnerships with Polygon. Oh, yeah. Also, the Associated Press that is building their own NFT platform on Polygon. So when there's going to be licensing of Associated Press material, you'll do that on a bespoke NFT platform that was made specifically to operate on Polygon, not on these other platforms. So you got quite a bit of professional gravity there, even though you got this financial gravity in these other places. So yeah, again, go back to the TVL stacked ranking there. And I really don't want to see Polygon get edged out of the top 5 like that. It's really sad, but yeah. The Deadwood is back. Hey, Deadwood, you were here early, man. You got here right before I started streaming. Awesome. Hey, that is awesome. The Deadwood, he dropped the hashtag Everdome. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I love that Robert Grinn's group, the whole like 10 set Launchpad family. I love that I've been able to get some of their marketing materials from them early and be able to talk about them early, as opposed to being reactive to just what, when news happens the day of, trying to chase the news. I love being in tune with some of these rumors and knowing about when this stuff's going to come out. But yeah, Everdome it's pretty dope. I do like what they're doing there. Meta is not my favorite thing, right? Metaverse, sure, we can go there, but we have to figure out how to get ZK stuff running. Hey, the Deadwood says Dome is smashing it. Got in the pre-sale. Thanks to you, brother. I am so happy to hear that. That's why, guys, I know it's a risk to do some of this sponsored content, but I like being in that content loop. And the only way I can do it is to play that game, right? Like, it's going to be risky. There's going to be some stuff that I cover that you'll be like, oh, that didn't pan out, right? But I'm going to try to be open about that and take your feedback and really make sure that when you guys are telling me, hey, we didn't like that, or this worked out for us, like your feedback helps guide the content on this channel. So that's why I love the live streams too, guys. And I'm sorry it's been so long. Yeah, it's been way too long. We need to do this on a more regular basis. But that's, yeah, DeFi Llama, guys, the overview there I think is so important for us to pay attention to. But what to mine? Let's quickly go over our mining profitability on GPUs. The Deadwood says it's a great investment. Rob is really gaining great people for his team. Yeah, dude, that's the thing, guys. I wouldn't say I'm like a Robert Grin maximalist, but generally speaking, he picks them really well. Like, he picks projects extremely well. And because he's a known professional in that area and in that side of the world, yeah, he can attract talent. Guys, I've got a project coming up that I haven't been able to release the video for, where yeah, I'm just really excited, guys. I'm really, really excited about some stuff that I'm able to bring to you on the channel. Some of it will be sponsored though, right? Like, just so you know, because that's how I was able to carve out time to do a bit of research. But yeah, Robert Grin is one of those guys where it's like, if he said he was creating whatever, a scooter company, an electric scooter company, I'd be like, oh, cool, it's Robert Grin's electric scooter company. So obviously, if it has a token, I want in. So yeah, one of those types of characters. But it looks like the 3090 is still top of the stack. When we get our average power cost of 14 cents, though, we're at below $4.50 of profit every single day. Kind of bummer to see. Let's see if anybody is a complete loser. The R9380 is no longer underwater, so that's kind of nice, but it's only because we've got Quark coin that's kind of in the money right now. Everything else is basically at a loss, so if you still got that card, it's, geez, I don't know how you're making that work. The 1050 Ti, which again is bus powered, is still earning some coins day over day, but not by much. Hey, Nick, I appreciate you in the chat mentioning this project before. It is at the top of the stacked ranking for the R9 Fury. Beam is doing really well there, and it's a privacy coin, so you can stack that privately. But here's some of the coins that are actually in the money. Quark coin, if you're on, I guess, just a couple of specific architectures and some 4 gig cards, I don't expect to see those profits last very long. Ethereum Classic, probably more sustainable. Beam, obviously, nice hack if you believe in centralizing all the hash rate in the entire world and attacking coins like Bitcoin Gold. I don't know, whatever. Tomato. I think it's bad. Maybe you will reconsider. Really strongly, I strongly urge you to consider going with mineyourbiz.com instead. There is a referral code down in the description of this video because I believe in them, and whatever, you don't have to use it. You can just go to mineyourbiz.com. But I think it's a better force for good in the world versus nice hash. Ryo currency, conceal, guys. You can throw up those horns for Savage, who did so much free work for this project. Savage and I weren't particularly close. Let me just be really open about that, guys. Savage and I, we were not super close, but I remember him basically like pouring his guts out for Conceal as a project, often unpaid, and something kind of broke in me when he got sick, guys. You may have noticed that for me, I went really heavy on sponsored content after he got sick. And I guess part of me just saw, I saw Savage doing all this free work for projects that were kind of like, okay, all right, yeah, that was cool. He contributed. He was really nice. And he did a little bit of like paid work for some other groups, such as Crypto Wendio. He actually did her thumbnails, and some other people in the space started doing thumbnails to work in crypto in addition to his day job. And I just remember like seeing how he did all these deep dive value-added videos for these groups that oftentimes did not pay him, did not tip him, did not give him a bounty. And I'm not going to call out any specific project here, because you remember when there was a need, they did step in to try to pool resources to help his family. I just kind of feel like that's too little, too late, right? Like, why does a dude have to like actually get gravely ill and then die for projects to view his coverage of their coin or of their ecosystem as valuable? Something about that didn't sit right with me. So yeah, something in me just kind of broke a little when he got sick. And I was like, in a way, these projects don't care about creators. In a way, that's not totally true. But like, I had that thought process of like, well, they were perfectly happy to let this guy talk about them for free, ad nauseum, at times when he couldn't spend time with his wife, his kids, his grandkids, his social circle, his friends, like all that time. It's water under the bridge now, right? But it's gone. He couldn't spend that with other people. And it was like, oh, cool. This guy's talking about us for free. Oh, awesome. Yeah, bro. We got an influencer to talk about us. So yeah, like my opinion, it flipped a lot after that, guys. I'm not going to lie. So when projects come to me and say, look, we want to pay for your time to research this and to make a video on this, no problem. That for me, just like it flipped. Because after hours, my family, they want my time too, right? Like my friends, they want to go get lunch or go to the range or whatever, which is typically how we actually spend our time, right? Like I don't have a whole lot of time to just hang, right? And if I'm like doing self-improvement, martial arts drills or working out, that's my time, right? Like that's not friend time. I don't use that to socialize. That's me just working on myself. So like, yeah, the Deadwood put it very, very well there. He says, time's our most valuable resource. Well said, sir. So anyway, yeah, kind of a thread starter. I probably said that before, guys, but kind of a thread starter there. When I see CCX, I know that they did right by Savage's family. in the end. But it always made me really sad to look back and see like, wow, some of the heaviest hitting coverage of that project was by him unpaid in this life. So that kind of changed things for me. Equilibrium is on the list as well, guys. Ethereum, of course. Bitcash, more Quark coin is there on the list. Let's see, no new names above that point. Nothing else. Zero, okay, is clearly for the 3060 unlock and the 3070 Ti. And anything else? Any other coins that would be profitable? No, that's pretty much it, guys. Ethereum is, I mean, is it any surprise? It's kind of, king of the profits. We also got Conflux as well. Cornflakes. Yep, it's there too. So that's your profitability on GPUs, guys. I've been saying for now months, the only way you could afford to add GPUs to a mining farm or to a mining system now would be if they were either being handed to you or you were flipping old mining profits into it so that you wanted to do something along for your business along the lines of like a 1031 exchange, right? Something like that. Yeah, so that might make sense for you financially. But again, talk to your CPA, talk to whoever does taxes for your business. Right, but otherwise, if it's coming out of pocket, dang, yeah, I wouldn't be buying GPUs. Haven't been buying GPUs. Very open about it. All right, so custom hardware for mining one full Bitcoin. Go to our Bitmain S9, and also go to see what the break-even price is. 10 cents. If you got greater than 10-cent power, you are not gonna make it, as they say. Not gonna make it. No. So that's the cost of mining one full Bitcoin right now. Definitely need to be in a much more profitable area. Or if you are going to be mining at home, you need to be pulling out all the stops, guys. You need to be doing liquid immersion. You need to be overclocking the snot out of these things and undervolting correctly. Just squeeze out every bit of performance from these ASICs and these GPUs for the rest of the profit cycle. I'm just going to say it like red alert. If you aren't making the most out of your mining operation right now, then just my opinion, don't worry about scale before you get efficiency right now, right? Nail it and then scale it. Get that efficiency, carve off more profit margin from your current operation. And I think right now, the ASIC mining profitability for that S9 is a really great indicator of that need. Going into our GPU mining portfolio, guys, this is my favorite part of the live stream. We're coming up on almost an hour and a half, so I don't want to abuse your time. I can get back into those articles. And, I'm thinking that maybe that would be worth just pulling them up on screen briefly if I can. But what I want to do is show you. Yeah, you can see how much lag I have on my live stream. But let's go into our GPU mining portfolio, guys. Top of the list is still Flux. It's still killing it, guys. It's so far ahead of even Ton Token, which I know was everybody's favorite for a little while, but clearly it is, it took a steep dip. It's still showing, it's still showing some resilience in terms of price action. That's the 7-day view right there. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I forgot that I could do, Nick Peppers is asking, have you done a stream setting up and configuring a mining rig? In fact, if you saw, I think that I did, not in a long time. And here's why. I did the first official English videos for HiveOS. Those were commissioned about 3.5 years ago. And so I worked directly with the HiveOS team to write and produce the content for that training media. Since then, every GPU mining content creator, whether their following is real, like organic or fake, they've all done that now. And so it's all good stuff, right? Like everybody's got a really great and unique voice here on this, here on YouTube and on Twitch. All these guys who are now like full-time streamers, that's all they do. Like that's great. More power to you. You live in the dream. But as far as me setting up stuff like that, like I captured that knowledge before it was cool. I captured that knowledge before everybody was doing it for clicks. And I did it in exchange, for a bounty. I worked with them directly as a consultant, basically, to get that done. So I haven't done that like on a live stream since then. Mostly because, to preserve the value of my time. Just straight up, guys, straight up. It's been like the value proposition of, do I invest more time in preparing this content and trying to let it ride organically, or like so many content creators do, trying to get a blend of organic and promoted engagement, right? Like by literally paying on YouTube to have my stuff promoted. So it's such a tricky business. And my hat goes off to people who are making that work for them. But man, there's a reason I got a day job too now, guys. Straight up. That's a big part of it. But I'm going to pull up those articles, guys. I think those would be important to have as well on screen. I thought I wasn't going to pull them back up, but I think we should go over a couple of the basics here. But the GPU mining portfolio, guys, it's still Flux. It's just killing it, right? Just undeniable. And the Flux team, whatever, man. I don't work for them. They don't pay me to say that, and they don't have to, right? It's just they're killing it. It's undeniable. They're doing so well. Do I agree with all of their marketing all the time and some of the verbiage that's used? Nah, but whatever. They don't pay me to refine their marketing taglines for them. So they're making that work the best they can. Nick says, I just got my 2 PCs mining ETH, but was thinking of working on making a more professional setup. Yeah, no, that's cool. Definitely. There's so much that can be optimized and made better there. I'm thinking maybe if I do create a video like that, it will be in conjunction with my old coworker and buddy Aaron, who's making those rigs, because it's somebody who I know personally. It's one dude who's making these rigs. It's not like some company that's trying to make them fancy and upcharge a whole lot. Like, it's somebody who I know, where if the components that he's reselling, if they sell, like I know the person whose mortgage you're help paying. I know the person whose kids you're buying soccer cleats for, right? Like, I feel a lot better about that in that respect for that category. Just the mining device ecosystem has gotten a little bit too saturated for my taste, and I want to help the little guy if I can. So I'll see if I can work with him to maybe make a video or two about that. Magita says Hive is known to have changed the dev fees for every miner they use to themselves. Yikes! Really? That's crazy. Well, yeah, if they forked the code and they added value, then that might make sense. But yeah, if not, that would be an abuse. I don't know how to validate that right now, but thanks for mentioning that. Your chat is on screen, guys, so just so you know. Yeah, good, bad, and different. Anything you say is there, recorded for posterity. But Flux, Ton Token, Equilibria, Safecoin, which again now is no longer GPU mineable, but it has performed better than Ethereum. Polygon coming back up, 24% up since we first made this portfolio. And and Gordon Murray dropping some knowledge nukes. I have only one AMD rig on Hive OS, and it's just more stable than Windows for Polaris cards. Yeah, totally, man. Even though, like, it's kind of funny. Windows is great for testing overclocking settings, right? To be able to use certain desktop tools that are written for Windows. But then once you got those dialed in, you just put the values into Hive OS and you're good. I feel that big time. Haven is still our biggest loser over on this list, guys. It's not below the $2 mark, but it has seen a surge in pricing over the last 7 days. So the last couple of days have been very exciting. BitTube, guys, is showing severe signs of illness. It's below the $1 million market cap level. Same with Swap, right? XWP. Makes me really sad that Swap started its life, right? If you recall, here's a little bit of history. XWP, ticker symbol XWP, started its life as a fork of Haven, and they called themselves Free Haven before they changed their name because the lead dev was trying to pick on them. It's just one of those signs that, like, trying to be a bully in this space, it doesn't pay off in the end, right? Because you got to keep up that a-hole act for all the time, right? And keep your guard up. Like, everybody's coming at you. Like, oh, everybody's after us. They hate us because they ain't us. Nope, you're just an anus. That's what it is. They don't hate you because they ain't us. I know it didn't make sense, but whatever. Let's see. The Deadwood says, wondering why your YouTube vids populate on the PC. However, looking at the cell phone, live is not my notifications or subscriptions not populating in the queue. Why to YouTube? Why? They're trying to suppress us. We've got radical knowledge that we're dropping here on this channel. It's too much for the algorithm to handle. I kid. Did you guys see me over on Debate Crypto? I had a lot of fun with some real-time filters on that. I'll have to chop that up and put my segments over here because it was fun. They asked me to explain a 51% attack, and they used this filter of like a whatever muscle bodybuilder dude. It was fun. But yeah, guys, a little bit of history there. Swap was previously called Free Haven, and they thought that was hilarious for like a month. Oh, we're Free Haven because we don't have a dev fee, but we're going to do what they do. And how's that working out for them? Right, because if you don't pay devs, they can't develop. Well done, guys. I don't mean to kick them while they're down, but they made their own bed. So that's the situation there. I think I'm done ever mentioning these guys again. Yeah, I don't normally do that, but I think this one's just going to be taken out of the portfolio now, guys. You saw me do it live. Just remembering the history there. I'd forgotten it for a while. I didn't think about it for a while. But remembering the history there, it kind of makes me no longer want to give them any more screen time at all, even in this context. Just they've been dragging below the $250,000 mark for so long that if this was in your portfolio, you might just want to take it on the chin and cut your losses anyway, right? Lock in your losses anyway and be like, whatever, man, it's too big a loser. The rest of the portfolio is up in the green, right? Even with all of these, you're 16% up, but diversifying to that extent, when you're holding on to losers, it's like suffering fools in your personal life. It just doesn't work out well in the long run. You got to let it go. So swap way down. I think I'm also cutting BitTube, guys. Yep, I know it pains me to do it. Finally doing it. I've been promising to cut some of these for a while. Haven, I still have a pretty strong belief in, and its market cap is strong enough with a dev fee that's strong enough that it may return. Just throwing it out there. Gordon Murray, be gone. That's hilarious, man. Awesome. Yeah. Guys, I don't know why. I don't know why sometimes my stuff does not pop into your notifications. What's funny is that I've got this buddy that when I tell him I'm going live, and I didn't tell him this time, when I tell him I'm going live, suddenly I've got like way more live viewers than I normally expect. Put two and two together. Yeah. And yeah, you seem to notice that you seem to get notifications of my streams when that happens. YouTube rewards certain kinds of behaviors. They're not all healthy. Just leave it at that. Moving on from GPU mineable coins over to the hard drive mineable coins. Guys, I've missed being live with you for so long. It's so much fun, really. We have so much fun when we're live. Thanks for being here with me. Appreciate that. And sharing, of course, the link. Nick Pepper saying, yeah, cut XTZ the other day in my portfolio. Just wasn't that big a fan, and not having the price action like my other bags. Cool. Let's see. Yeah. So, I also have my channel listed as education. Maybe I need to put it under some other broad category for YouTube for it to pick up on the algorithm in a different way. So in stacked rankings, it might do better there as well. It looks like, guys, the channel is about to cross 15,000 subscribers. I'm very happy about that. It's been a long time coming, and your support has made that possible. So thank you for always making that button explode and telling others to do the same. It does mean a lot, guys. Appreciate it. All right. Hard drive mineable coins. We've got only two that are in the money. It's MadeSafe and Storage. MadeSafe is back up 31%. Chia is still way down. Now, here's the thing. I've been critical of Chia in the past and aspects of it. I don't mean to kick it while it's down. Because again, using what I said before about Haven, which is also down, like big time down, it may be able to support a move back up and into the future. It definitely can support development moving forward. Guys, the market cap is $250 million. It's $250 million for a reason, right? Now, out of the gate, it raced a little bit too fast, I think, towards an overinflated price. I think it's finally found support at a price that is sustainable in a sideways market. And their developer fund should still be, I think, pegged to about that $60 million VC raise amount that they got. So I think that the developers are fine. That said, Chia could wind up being a lot like Brave, right? Where they burned through $60 million in just under 3 years. Who knows? That could happen. I don't think so. I don't think that's what we're going to see. But $60 million should fund development for quite some time. So I'm not giving anyone, financial advice here, but I am saying that the fact that Chia is low in this ranking as well doesn't worry me too much. And I do think we will be doing some Chia content as follow-up very soon because of this, because I think it's finally finding that support. For a while, it was like fighting, right? Struggling. And everyone was, getting all like, oh no, well, Chia, it's not priced right here. It's definitely going to be this price. What if it goes from $1,600 to, to $5,000? And then, when it was at courting the $100 mark, it's going to pop back up to 200 any second now. And the moment it got close to 200, I got all these hater comments and, in the live streams and other places like, oh yeah, your video aged poorly. And I'm like, dude, no, it didn't. Wait a little longer. We're not at the third act yet. We're not even at the end of the second act yet. So please calm down a little bit. There's more to this little drama that needs to play out. And I think we're almost there. I think we're almost at that point where it's been beaten up enough that it can finally get back up and show us what it can really do now. That makes sense? I think that's what we're going to see from Chia next. We're almost there. So expect something from me on that soon. But hard drive mineable coins, portfolio is kind of flagging there. 32% down overall. Not good. CPU mineable coins, we're up big time, but it's largely because of Raptorium out there ripping off faces and Epic Cash performing way beyond what most people expected. Great to see that these guys are, they got that $25 million market cap. Charlie and Big Piggy, if you guys are watching, obviously, I'm proud of you guys. $16 million market cap is quite an achievement. And the holdings based on the time that we did this purchase in the portfolio are doing great, right? We've seen a 10x. It's awesome. Gordon is saying NFTs on Chia. Huh? What? You had my interest. Now you have my attention. We'll take a look at that later. All right. Down the list, got Wow Narrow. Yeah, it's also down bad. That has me sad, but I think it's going to achieve parity with Dogecoin relatively soon, and I think that's the best possible metric for this one, for sure. MC, I appreciate that comment. Thank you. You guys, your comments are on screen. Keep them coming. That needs to be on the record because that needs to be captured. MC, your most recent comment, yes, it's true. And anything that we can do to help this algorithm see the light is important, and to boost the signal. All right. ASIC mineable portfolio. How are we looking? We still got GMT token doing quite well. That's exciting to see. But Bitcoin, let's actually look at stuff that I think I might remove this from our ASIC mining portfolio, or just like set this somewhere else. Throw it into the junk drawer, and then take it from the ASIC mining portfolio. Oh no. Looks like the transaction is lost there, but I think that's still appropriate to help kind of right size this portfolio. So guys, Bitcoin, the corns, they are up by 12%. That's not very exciting, right? As far as like portfolio growth. You know what is exciting? Getting yield on Bitcoin. But centralized ownership isn't exciting. So giving somebody else the keys to your Bitcoin is not very exciting. Decentralized ownership of those assets and still getting yield, pretty awesome. And DeFi and wrapped Bitcoin representations make that possible. So we'll be covering those again in the future as well. I think that we have that on the DeFi or on the GPU mining side, but not here on the ASIC mining side. Biggest loser is still Pirate Chain, though it's not down at its all-time low of 79 cents. It's gotten back up to 140 cents. That's a big deal, guys. We've seen a 200% increase, even though I know it's down from when we made that transaction. Think of the big picture. If you had bought this at a value buy, right, of 79 cents, it's not quite double. I'm sorry. It would have been double if it were 70 cents, right? But we're coming up on almost a 200% increase, right? The 7 days up 50%. So if you bought those lows, right? If you bought those dips on Pirate Chain, you might be in good shape. It's also a $250 million market cap, so not bad. This portfolio, right? We need to look at it from that context, right? That we bought all these coins, air quotes, the paper trades, the end of May. So that's what we're looking at here in this stacked ranking. We still have to look at the more recent price action if you're into either trading or value averaging in, right? Buying dips. Just saying, all right, cool. That looks like a good time to buy some more coins of this type or of that type. And then building up your portfolio by just buying some dips. So I've got plenty of stables that I have right now because I was not excited by Bitcoin's price action. And I've told you guys the range that I'm happy to dollar cost average in, where I'm happy to buy, and the range that I'm not happy to buy. So kind of an open playbook there, right? Like, I don't think that's rocket science, DCAing or value averaging into good pricing. But yeah. All right. Litecoin suffering, Decred suffering, Grin, everything else suffering. Dogecoin, there it is, 14.9. So with Wownero at 13 cents, I think we're finally getting there. I personally think that Dogecoin needs to suffer a little bit more and get down below to that Wownero parity personally before it starts to pop back up, if it ever pops back up. That's what I'm saying. It just does. Dogecoin just needs to suffer. It is not a $1 coin. It's just not a $1 coin. It's not a 50-cent coin. Probably not even a 12-cent coin. But it is going to come back, guys. That's the thing. It's resilient. People who doubted Dogecoin in 2015, 2016 got their faces melted in 2017. They saw people become literal millionaires in 2018 on Dogecoin. So don't underestimate the power of meme coins, man. That's all I'm going to say about that. People have become millionaires from coins like these. So we can't count them out either. Gordon Murray, tell Elon to his face. You don't know me very well, do you? I've said things to like Jeffrey Katzenberg, the former CEO of DreamWorks Animation. I've said things to people who are in positions of power that are just like shameless. And the former president of DC Comics, Paul Levitz. I've said things to people's faces that they didn't like, we'll say. So yeah, if Elon Musk and I had the opportunity to chat about Dogecoin, I would let him know that that's exactly how I feel. So yeah, from your lips to Elon's ears. Maybe we'll make that happen someday. Nothing against the guy, really nothing against the guy, but it's obvious manipulation on his part. Talking about it at all. FPGAs got Cadena in the lead, printing way better than a 10x there, almost a 12x on the profits, guys. Just amazing. Also, that side of the portfolio, 0x Bitcoin. The previous oscillations that we saw before from whoever was doing swing trading are out of sync now. We've got a syncope. See that? That's, I think, the name of the word for in terms of describing the wave that we see there. We've got a syncope happening. So a syncopated rhythm, rather. So in a 12-hour period, we're not getting those massive swings like we used to on that coin. So whoever from this audience was writing those bots, I'm sorry, you're stepping on somebody else's bot toes. So oof. Gravy train has ended. Right? Gravy train has been derailed. Sorry, guys. It was fun while it lasted. Handshake, first one that's below the profit line, and then Digibyte is the one that is the biggest loser right now. Mimic was printing profits for daily mining, but not looking great in a portfolio environment. Digibyte is another one of those coins, though, where like they spent so much time building up goodwill in the meme community. I'd be surprised if we don't see them return to some kind of high profit in the future. So again, if we can find bottom support here for Digibyte, it might be a really good indicator that it's a worthy purchase, right? 2.4 cents per coin. It could be like the next Dogecoin phenomena, right? Or Shiba Inu, where people buy in, they ape in because they're like, oh, it's low coin price. I can buy like multiple thousands of these, or I can buy 1 million of these, or whatever it is. Like I can buy 1 million of these coins. And then they see like the tiniest pump upwards, right? The per coin price goes back up to like 5 or 10 cents. And then they're happy as clams because they turned whatever. They turned $1,000 into $5,000. So we could see that with Digibyte moving forward because we're finally getting to that point. It took a while, but here we are. I think it's totally like all the air has been let out of its tires. So we'll see what happens to pump those back up again, but it could get moving. So yeah, and you guys, I'm just going to be very straightforward about that. Those are real possibilities with coins like Digibyte and like Doge when they finally deflate. Let's see. Deadwood calling out Everrise. Everrise. Well, yeah, let me know, man. Let me know what things, let me know what portfolio you would suggest I put Everrise into. Let me just double check here, though. If I can find that in CoinGecko, maybe we just add it to the portfolio now. And I make Everrise. No. Got it to 2 R's, yeah? Okay, Everrise. Whoa, 432 in the stacked rankings. Migrated to a V2 contract. So something has changed there. You're not kidding, man. 3 Satoshis? 3 Satoshis. And yeah, 1/10 of a penny. Not bad. Not bad. On BSC. So not my favorite there. It looks like it's on BSC. Nope. Cross-platform. Phantom, Avalanche, Polygon, Ether, and BSC, but maybe primarily ESC. That is dope. Thank you, sir. All right. Yeah, no, for sure. Let's get a little bit more here on its info. See if we can, if there's a summary here on CoinGecko. Sometimes CoinGecko does a good job of that. Other times, not so much. So yeah, markets, and then it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't have a summary, I don't think, on Everrise. There we go. Everrise is a blockchain technology company focused on increasing accessibility to decentralized finance by bringing security solutions to the space. Yeah, I don't know what that means. That's like, yeah, it's marketing speak. Yeah, it's a token, Everrise DApp ecosystem. I don't know a lot about it, but let me go ahead and throw it into the junk drawer, though. That's great. I do like that. I like that you brought that up. Thank you for suggesting that. We'll get to that in just a second after we look at our smart contract proof of stake holdings. Terra is still killing it, though. Let's be real. It hasn't seen a lot of increased growth since the last time we saw it. It has kind of returned to a similar point right there. Let's see. We spent $5 on Shiba Inu 4.5A a while back. Nice. Yeah, antivirus software that mines crypto. That was an idea. Yankee's in the chat. That was an idea I think Yankee and I literally talked about once 3 years ago on voice chat. We're like, dude, we should just fork Clamwin because it's open source, right? We should just fork Clamwin and put like Claymore miner in it. Unfortunately, Claymore is not a thing anymore, but you know, sound like a good idea at the time. But yeah, Terra, Phantom, Avalanche, Solana, Wax. There it is, guys, staring in the face. Still there in the top 5. Don't underestimate it. Cosmos as well, right behind it. Harmony, Moonriver, BNB, all ahead of Ethereum. Polygon, hot on the heels of Ethereum. I know that I've got an entry somewhere in here incorrect because Polygon shows profit in our GPU mining side of the portfolio, but it shows loss on this side of the portfolio. And we got a delta of like 35%. It's not quite right. Nick Peppers is asking, doesn't Norton have a miner in their antivirus? Yes, it does. So I was making a joke before. Norton does have a miner in their antivirus software, and you have to explicitly tell them that you don't want to mine with it. And if you do want to mine, you have to explicitly tell them that what your wallet is. It's an OPSEC nightmare. Don't use Norton. Period. Don't use Norton. There are free and open source alternatives to Norton that work and that can be audited by third parties. And then, frankly, I mean, I haven't run like antivirus on a computer system in years. Basically since Windows 10 launched. And even then, it was like malware bytes once or twice. If you're really careful about what you do on the internet, antivirus is not totally a necessity. I know, crazy. Blasphemy. Yankee says he just uses Windows Defender. Yeah, I agree. On Windows systems, it's probably good enough. Their definitions, they're incentivized to have good definitions on Windows Defender. And then a malware removal tool. Malwarebytes, I think, has a pretty good malware removal tool, or did back in the day. So, yeah. And then, guys, just use Linux. Yeah. There you go. Just use Linux. I was forced to reinstall Windows on one of my systems. I'm not happy about it, but I have to use Windows on one of my systems again. So, yeah, whatever. I might also be forced to use Adobe Suite again too, but C'est la vie. Guys, it looks at the stacked ranking. We're only seeing profit here above this line. BNB is stepping back into its own. It took a little hiatus from profit for a while, but I think Cosmos is the one to look for still for a while. It's going to see some growth in its ecosystem in the future. Avalanche clearly took off. It's on a rocket ship right now. Solana, I think, is finally right-sizing, crabbing sideways for a while. I don't want to see Solana shoot back up to $200 per coin. I think it was vastly overpriced at that point. MC is saying trying out the deeper mini DPN. Are you familiar with that device? No, man. I'm not familiar with that device, but I'd like to take a look. Deeper mini DPN. What we got? See if DuckDuckGo can figure that out. And why, DuckDuckGo, are you saying that? Okay, it's funny. HNT miner. Got it. Okay, it's an HNT miner. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. And it looks like the Deadwood is saying, I think something to look at for the future, just thinking it's cheap. Something to look at for the future. I think you're right. We'll take a look at it in a minute. But yeah, it looks like, first off, thanks, Dark Reader. Sometimes you're a little too aggressive. Oh, look at that. Decentralized VPN and cybersecurity hardware. Well, they got the stylings down. Reminds me of the old G-Tech drives. Oh, hey, a little Nextcloud installation. Is that what that is? Oh, no, I forgot. One of the coins has ripped off that logo now. So it's completely brand confused between Nextcloud and some crypto network. And I don't know which one. That's not Helium's logo too, is it? I always forget. Jeez Louise. Let's see. Yeah, I forgot. It totally is. Yeah. Hey, Helium. Stop ripping off Nextcloud. Change your logo. They got here first. So weird. Okay. Yeah, I always forget about that. Proof of stake smart contracts, though, guys. Biggest loser is still Internet Computer. And I think it's safe to say, if you were ever down with ICP, you probably, maybe, I'm not going to say you deserved it, but you probably should have seen this coming. All right, Zill is the number 2 loser right there. EOS number 3. Shout out to Crypto Blood, CBTV, who is part of EOS Detroit. Man, I need some info. I need some insider info. What do you think about this, Blood? If we can chat about this in the future, because I've not been sold on EOS for a while. Wax is actually a fork of EOS, but designed just for NFTs. I'm not seeing that. Yeah, I'm really not seeing that work out the way most people hoped it would. The junk drawer, though, guys. Got to take a look at the junk drawer. Show. Yeah, I got to show Gordon's comment here because it's amazing. Yeah, you probably do drink them. You're down with ICP. All right, so junk drawer, we got Saitama Inu still at the top of the list, guys. Say what you will about these meme coins. No, there's not still $1 million profit on the bone here. There's still not even a $1.5 million profit as there was about a month ago. But dang, that was a fun ride, wasn't it? Anybody who had that level of profit on Saitama Inu on this show, if you had that, great. I said I would take profits. I hope if you were into Saitama Inu that you did take profits, but I was not into Saitama Inu. So Floki Inu still number 2, still printing amazing profits, a 37x. That's just killer, guys. 37x that you could have taken and then still had your initial, right, to keep a moon bag. UFO Gaming, Luffy, Dogelon Mars, which, by the way, is trading on QuickSwap, right? They had liquidity mining rewards on QuickSwap. So you'd be getting that amazing profit there, right? A 5x almost profit there, as well as liquidity mining rewards. Zio Network doing all right. Hex doing okay. I think our entry point, I don't remember what it was, but currently 19.5 cents. Still up, guys. I said months ago, if you're into Hex, that weeks ago, been a couple months now, actually, that if you were able to acquire Hex at below 12 cents, you were in pretty good shape, right? For any kind of volatility coming up. So yeah. Anyway, Nick is also saying, pick up EOS on the cheap and picked it up on the cheap and sold it all on a 3 to 4x. Never felt like a long hodl coin. Big facts there, my friend. Yes, I think you're right. I know. Crypto Blood's going to be so upset. He's like, no, it's a long hold. You can do it. But he's got old dags, man. He's happy with his EOS position, I'm sure. All right, guys. The Ampleforth is the last one in the money. Shiba Inu is there as well. It's above the profit line, so great to see that. Moving down the list, though. Biggest loser is, GMT token actually does not have an entry. Bone for Bone. Shiba Swap is down there. QuickSwap and Dragon's Quick. They are, again, guys, we have to put this in context. We still see the curves, right? The actual price action moving back up. There are some news coming out of the QuickSwap ecosystem. So, and again, the market cap is much larger, which is a strong indication that like we're going to see continued development there. Same with Shiba Swap. So like these look like big losers here, but in the junk drawer, when we've got utility tokens down at the bottom of this list, it's a very different value proposition from seeing like, say, a meme coin, right? Saitama Inu is just a meme. Floki Inu is just a meme. UFO Gaming, Luffy, Doji on Mars. Like they don't have ecosystems built up around them. Shiba Inu is Shiba Swap, right? So we've got a couple of sides to an ecosystem that work together there. So we'll take a look at that and put that into context from some recent news as well. Though I would say now this is as good a place as any to place that suggestion. Everrise, really appreciate that. We'll put an entry into here later on when I correct the entry for GMT token as well. But appreciate that suggestion there. And then the IBC gang. What? IBC gang? Yeah. IBC gang. Guys, I'm going to be paying attention to Cosmos ecosystem. IBC is Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol, and that's what every different blockchain inside of the Cosmos ecosystem uses to communicate with other blockchains in that ecosystem as a primitive. So it's not like EVM chains where you have to build a bridge and there's a degree of centralization by building that bridge. With IBC, you can just swap. It's like having built-in atomic swaps from one chain to another. So any kind of a DEX or an AMM, in fact, Terra and UST operate in the IBC protocol. They operate in that ecosystem. So it's kind of a fake metric over on DeFi Llama to show that Terra has all this TVL when it's actually Cosmos that has the TVL of Terra in its ecosystem. If that makes sense. That's why I'm bullish on Cosmos. Guys, you saw what happened with Terra, and really all of that is happening on Cosmos. I'm pretty excited. But anyway, the IBC gang, guess what else is technically built on IBC? Cadena. Yeah, Cadena is actually built on IBC as well. Huge performer there, but there's Cadena, Terra. I added some entries here. Secret Network, Cosmos, Osmosis, a new one called Condex, Certic, the guys that do the audits for everybody in Ethereum and on EVM chains. Sentinel, they're in the red right now based on the acquisition price, but Sentinel, Regen, Akash Network is another one. They're kind of like a, how do I put it? I would say like they're kind of like the Flux network of Cosmos ecosystem, where it is decentralized compute, but it is on Cosmos and IBC and sort of it's all proof of stake, right? So you have to feel really, really comfortable with Cosmos and then Tendermint as a consensus protocol before you'd want to look at this. I'm not going to tell you that that's necessarily the right choice for anybody who's interested in GPU mining or in proof of work mining. But I'm going to say that for me, look, Polkadot is a promise chain. Things are not happening there. Solana keeps breaking. And Cosmos has really fast transaction times, really fast block times, really fast transactional throughput. And every single one of these chains functions as basically like a shard, you could say. It's its own like a parallel chain that improves the throughput of all the rest. And they all do these atomic swaps between each other to improve the throughput of this combined network. You see why I'm excited? Like, I do think that Cosmos is going to, like, over time, it's going to present as a much more credible threat to specifically Polkadot and Solana. I think that's who they're competing with. I don't think they're competing directly with Ethereum, but I do think they're competing with Polkadot and Solana to gain more of Ethereum's market share, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Nick Pepper says, Cosmos for the win. Just wish it didn't take 20 days to unlock your stake. Yeah, here's the thing. As a primitive, requiring a 20-day stake unlocking period, I don't know. Think of it as like, think of it as being a financial incentive to maintain staking in a certain state, right? Yeah, the Deadwood says, Dome, 100x Dome presale, but we are locked to 2% per week. And I know that the next 2 years will be massive, so the hodl is strong. Staking coming 19th. Is that Mars we are landing on? Lol, sorry. It's okay, man. You can chill. It's fine. I'm at that point. Whatever, guys. Just go ahead and friggin' chill in the chat. It's fine. You're on screen. Just chill. Just do it. Just do it. Omi Wanda Homie, aka Beskar Batman, changing it up, says, my man Seth always brings that good alpha. The more you know. Appreciate that, brother. And he's throwing it up for Savage, guys. Appreciate that. Nick Pepper saying, like liquidity, though. Yeah. So with Cosmos, yeah, there is a 20, I think is it a 20-day unlock period for your stakes on these various different child chains or these various different IBC chains, if they do support staking, because not all of them do, right? Not all of them have that built in as a primitive to their chain, right? So they may not offer staking depending on the token and the network that they're running. But those that do require a 20-day lockup or unlock period. I think so. Consider that a bit like with Hex, for example. I know we're going to get some people who are like, why are you talking about Hex all the time? I'm not. It's just an example. It's a data point. With Hex, they've got these staking contracts that punish people who unstake before a certain time. Staking is one of those things where, like, if you make it an on-demand thing, well, that's what liquidity provision is for, and that's what DEXs and AMMs are for. So if you don't want to stake natively with that asset, find a DEX or an AMM. And in the case of Cosmos, you can do that by checking out Osmosis, right? Like if you don't want to stake, fine, don't stake. Go to Osmosis and provide liquidity instead. You're going to get rewards for providing liquidity there. And they may even have some kind of compound staking or compound liquidity rewards. The way that QuickSwap does, or that BSC does, right? Or that PancakeSwap does. I'm sorry. So you may be able to find some compound rewards there that help to mimic some of the rewards you would get from staking, but with faster unlock. If you know you need to stay liquid with your holdings, look at liquidity provision. That's definitely the way to go. In terms of saying, like, I'm going to want to access my coins, at blockchain speeds, right? Whatever the next block is, as opposed to like a 1 day or a week or a 2 week or a 3 week unlock period. So just throwing that out there, guys. But this portfolio, very likely to grow and very likely to start doing some value, like rearranging this portfolio or looking at some real world holdings, having a small example portfolio where we actually do some liquidity provision on Osmosis, the way I've been wanting to do for QuickSwap. But I wind up actually like whatever. Go check out the QuickSwap Twitter and you'll see what I've been up to there. It's harder to make time for my own channel when I'm doing that stuff. But yeah, guys, that's the IBC gang. Excited to take a look at a couple of news articles. I promised we would see them. So here we go. Colorado governor says he expects state to accept tax payments in crypto by summer. What? Digital asset payments for certain licenses to follow. Gee, I wonder what massive industry in Colorado would be interested in crypto payments instead of fiat payments. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Guys, if Colorado goes the way of accepting taxes for crypto for their regulated cannabis industry, that's it. It's game over. Banks are done. At least being involved in that industry. They're done. That means California will eventually have to follow suit, because they're I think probably one of the next largest regulated cannabis industries, regulated cannabis states. Now, am I like this big time cannabis advocate? No. Do I smoke? No. Do I use CBD oil? Well, yeah, it's good as a sort of a nerve tonic and as a post workout and as a it's got its uses. I'll put it that way. All the benefits, all the upside of just CBD, full spectrum CBD. without the whole, like, getting stoned thing. And I think it's definitely, in any available anecdotal studies, it's definitely shown promise for people with PTSD. It's definitely shown promise for children who have like anxiety disorders or who have like seizures and stuff. So yeah, am I a big time proponent of recreational smoking of weed? No, I'm not telling everybody that's how they should live their life, but I'm not telling you shouldn't, right? Like I'm not going to tell you either way. But CBD and regulated cannabis industries, I think that more states should be interested in that, but most banks are the actual bottleneck there. So Colorado doing this is huge. It could open the floodgates to the financial side of being able to study the effects of CBD. And that could then force regulation to, for example, declassify marijuana as the scheduled drug that it is with the DEA. When that happens, we unlock actual peer-reviewed studies and research here in the United States, which we still haven't done. It's unbelievable. I think it's really criminal, really, because we've seen that there's promise for, like, especially for our veterans with PTSD, and we've withheld that research. It's wrong. I just, full stop. It's wrong. We shouldn't be withholding that from people who desperately need it, especially when we've put them in harm's way and we leave them with these conditions. So anyway, I'm excited because I do think all that follows. I really do. I think all that follows, that the finance for the taxes in this state where cannabis is now like one of the largest industries. I do think that's how the dominoes fall. Taxes being paid in crypto being the de facto financial standard for that industry in that state, and then other states following by saying like, yep, cool. Cannabis and CBD, all like that's a crypto industry now. That's what we do forever. I think that's how we move forward there. But yeah, exciting to see that's going to be a possibility. We'll see how that actually plays out. You Today has a cool roundup of a couple pieces of news, but this is the funniest part. Guys, we turned our back on Shiba Inu, or anybody who did turn their back on Shiba Inu is going to be regretting it. Shiba Inu is going to be supported by the Mover crypto card. So you got Bone, Leash, and SHIB. They're all going to be supported by the Mover crypto card. Ethereum, Magic Internet Money, Olympus DAO, and Frax Coin, several other stable coins are also supported by this card. But now people who printed like a bunch of profits with the Shiba Inu holdings are going to be able to just use a credit card at the point of sale and spend their Shiba tokens natively. That's huge. Didn't think that was going to happen. Paper chasing, spark up the revolution, pun intended. That's hilarious, man. Yeah. Guys, I was raised very conservatively. Don't have a history of blazing, but I do like CBD. I've come to really appreciate it. Like, I do believe in supplementation, creatine, and taking vitamins and whey protein supplements and stuff. So when I finally tried CBD for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm like relaxed and I can sleep, and my post-workout recovery is faster. And yeah, I think it's a net positive for society, and I don't feel like mentally dull, right? Like I'm still totally nerdy and, blabbing at the mouth. Me, that doesn't alter who I am. So anyway, that's the news of Shiba Inu, guys. Just crazy. Can you imagine? I want to live in a world where people pay their taxes in crypto and buy their weed with Shiba Inu on a credit card that debits their wallet. Is that too much to ask? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, MasterCard also hiring 500 more cryptocurrency specialists. I don't know what that actually means for them, but getting MasterCard to get on board with cryptocurrency payments and any kind of a gateway to help people use some kind of a debit card, crypto debit card natively with the MasterCard backing. So some kind of fraud protection, some kind of chargeback, insurance or coverage. That could be huge, guys. This is where we onboard the rest of the unwashed masses who are like, I can't use crypto. It's too risky. It's like, well, MasterCard is insured. So whatever. You'll get consumer protection if somebody goes and tries to swipe your new debit card and steal $1,500 worth of your Shiba Inu, like to buy themselves a TV on Amazon. Like, you're fine. You're going to be okay. because MasterCard will refund that for you now, but they'll refund your coins, your tokens. Maybe. I don't know how it's actually going to shape up, but they're hiring people to try to solve those problems. I think that's a good development. Just leave it at that. And then, yeah, this I think is kind of a counter indicator. Doge, SHIB, and ADA and Link are among the top 11 coins held by the largest BSC whales. That to me signals that these people are not very savvy about decentralization. Yeah, I said it. That tells me these people are not very savvy about decentralization because first off, they're using BSC. They're focused on Doge, and then SHIB, ADA, and Link. I'm not going to explain my opinion there. That's just my hot take. Tell me what you think in the comment section, though, guys. Tell me what you think in the live comments. We got a third coin held. Yeah, what? What? Dude, how is it not a headline that Matic is in the top 3? They mention 4 projects, but they omit that the number 3 holding being Matic. Good grief. Okay, I'm seeing some spin here then from you today, having omitted Polygon. Whatever. I guess Doge, SHIB, ADA, and Link probably also help them with their keyword stuffing on their article writing. Again, guys, sometimes I hate playing the game here on YouTube and on the other content, like marketing side, but it is what it is. It's just a game to some of these people. But here we are over on the block crypto, guys. Last article for the day. Wanted to mention the scoop here. This is some financial advisors. My notes are not here anymore, but I love what they said about this. Where they said, I think that for financial advisors who spend 95% of their day working with the families and talking about real life problems, they only have so many hours in the day to dedicate themselves to learning about new ideas. And so, if they were to wade into crypto, what's the first thing that they find? It's the loudest, most obnoxious promoters, and that's not very welcoming. And even though Bitwise said maybe 16% of financial advisors have allocated crypto to their clients' accounts, this guy Batnick said, an informal survey, I'd say we're under 1%. The reason why is because I think that the products that were available to financial advisors have not been suitable, or at least had difficulties getting advisors comfortable wrapping their arms around the solution. That's where I think starting to see some of the other movement towards paying crypto and taxes in crypto in states like Colorado, where people understand, for example, pot stocks, or they understand the industry of cannabis in a state like Colorado where it's properly framed. I think that's where we're going to start to see some of that change happen more rapidly, guys. This has been a long live stream. I appreciate you watching with me. I'm going to call it a stream at about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm probably going to chop this one down into more relevant segments because it was so long doing that troubleshooting at the beginning live. And appreciate you being here with me live, guys, and hitting that subscribe button if you're lurking, sharing this link. We're nearing that 15,000 subscriber mark. Guys, I appreciate those who've been along this journey with me for years now. And I do want to continue doing this. Absolutely. So I'm sorry that it's been kind of like hit or miss lately, but you know, I'm living this crypto life. I do this every day, right? I'm doing crypto every day. So I do want to share with you guys and appreciate you trusting me and to be sort of like to help be a bit of a guide and help share some of what I'm finding in this crypto space, guys. So appreciate you. You're the reason that I make this media. I love your face. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Be sure to check out mineyourbiz, where you can sign up for our email newsletter, where we're still ramping up content, but you will occasionally receive specials for flash sales and all kinds of other deals that we have going on the site. You can also check out our services page, where we offer consulting to projects that need it. You can pick up the Freedom Phone, which respects your privacy. You can pay for it in crypto and have it shipped to you anonymously, as well as getting merchandise that also is paid for with crypto. That's right, we practice what we preach, including, well, a Flux swag page. That's right. It's a dedicated page just for the team over at Flux Network, because we love them that much. Thanks for watching to the end. Thanks for being subscribed. You know I love your face. Be sure to stay private and mind your biz.